Hello. I actually started this like 10 minutes ago and changed my mind. So that's that. Right now I'm making myself a crown for too small. Oh, fine. That's a bit small, guys. Whatever. I don't even care. So it looks like I'm starting this again as well. So that worked out, kind of. Anyway, let me tell you. I was talking before about overthinking. I was rambling about overthinking. So maybe I'll keep doing that. I also wanted to say this though. Life, we live in a society and so on and so forth. Let's do overthinking first. I think this all connects to the internet stuff I was talking about last time. Or maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, overthinking. Do you ever overthink about how much you overthink? And then you overthink so much that you can't say anything or do anything, and then that's it. Your day's over. Your week is over. I think right at this moment I'm not depressed. I'm not depressed. I think I'm just having one of my little BPD moments. You know how it goes. I sure hope this is the right size. Really unfortunate and annoying if it wasn't. I don't have to keep doing this again. Yeah, I think I'm just in a BPD moment right now. But I wanted to save this. I know I'm gonna be fine tomorrow, because that's what happens all the time. I get in these moods and I'm convinced that this will be me for the rest of my life and it's over and nothing is worth saving and nothing is worth anything. And the next day I walk around like la 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 la. So that's that. In the last few weeks I've been thinking a lot about my place in the world and my place in society. Oh, society, the one we live in. It's not a great place to be at the moment. Hasn't been for a long time, I think. And then what do you do once you know that? That's it. Anyway, I was thinking about my place in the world. What am I here for? What am I doing? More than that though, I was thinking about, how can I say this? Capitalism, as we all know, sucks so much. It's full stop. Humans weren't supposed to be living like this. We weren't supposed to be miserable all the time. We weren't supposed to work to death. We weren't supposed to be saving money like that's the only thing we have for us. The entire way we lived is so rigged and so unfortunate and so unnatural, and that's where we are. Think about how you could say that, oh, I'm saving up money because I need to buy a home and I need to do this and do this so my kids will be happy. Okay, if we were living like humans were actually supposed to be living, you wouldn't be worried about what would be left for your kids, because there would be enough. There is enough, and it wouldn't be hoarded and held onto by a few people who want to destroy for everybody, All of the problems that we have right now are man-made. They're human-made. We're not supposed to be living like this, ever. And that's it. What else do you do after you know that? You just have to find a way to survive. That's so miserable. Sometimes I think that my averseness to doing things I dislike or things that I don't understand or accept is a bit of it's not a problem, but it makes things harder. We were so not meant to be like this that I don't want to participate at all. But if I really, the only way I'll be able to properly not participate is to run away, go on a deserted island, run into the mountains and never be seen again. But even then, do you know what kind of world we live in? It's impossible to fake your own death. It's impossible to run away fully. The way the state of surveillance is so bad. We'll never again be able to just get away from our life, leave it behind and start again somewhere. Nothing. It won't ever happen again. And you're supposed to just accept that. Okay? Damn, that's it. When I mean my aversity to doing things I don't want to do, that I don't understand, that doesn't make sense. I'm coming from a privileged spot right now. I'm able to not work. Right now I'm able to not work and I'll be able to get on. I just realized I said, ooh, I'm coming from a place of privilege. I was just about to say, I'm pretty sure I'm eligible for disability pension. So it's not that I'm privileged to get free money, it's that, how do I word this so it makes sense? It's that the circumstances of my abilities or my disabilities are such that I am eligible for a handout to become a dole bludger. I don't know what to do. Yeah, I'm eligible for disability pension, but it's a different kind of pension that I'm on. So I'm lucky enough that I don't have to work. But am I really lucky? Am I lucky, or is everyone else unlucky? Am I actually lucky, or is it that people who aren't in my situation are unlucky? I think that's the case. And that's not the same thing. Because this is not the way it was meant to be. This is not the way we were supposed to be living. And then what do you do once you accept that? Like, okay, I know humans weren't supposed to live like this. We weren't supposed to be praising money as our god. We weren't supposed to be working 50, 60, whatever hours a week, breaking our bodies down for the sake of a few people making money which is made up in the first place. We weren't supposed to be living like this. All of this, it's so unreal. And then what do you do once you know that, once you understand that? How do you get away from it? You can't, unless everybody wants to get away at the same time. If you do get away, you'll be found and you'll be dragged back, kicking and screaming back to this awful way of life, awful way of survival. And if you really want to be free of it, you have to be rich. In which case, you're not free of it, you're in it. Sure, if you're rich, you're in it. That's not a bad thing, that's a neutral thing, it's like a fact. If you are rich enough to get away from it, then you're lucky enough to get away from it. Actually get away from it. Actually be able to... Can you imagine? If I had money right now, I'd be able to pay for a ticket to take me somewhere. I'd be able to pay for the documents to let me just switch up my life, and that's it. I can pay somebody else to take care of my assets, and that's it. Wow, I can do what the hell I want. But I'm not rich. A lot of people aren't rich like that. Most people aren't. So then what do you do? What do you do? What do you even do? You know, I really try my best to not be pessimistic. But the problem is that I'm not really pessimistic. I'm just a bit of a realist. I'm a realist because the world we live in is horrible. And you know, I've been told by people to not focus on these bad things because they're going to make you more miserable. How am I supposed to not focus on it though? This is literally the life we're living. But it would be better for me to just put my head down and forget about it. But if I put my head down to forget about the reality, then I'll be living the reality instead of thinking and pondering on it. Does that make sense? Like, okay, yes, I could go get a job right now, except I can't because I know people who have been looking for jobs since last year, for a full year plus, not able to get a job. Is it because of their qualifications or their certifications or their ability? No, it's because the employment crisis is so messed up right now. We know this. The employment crisis is so messed up. It's miserable. There are people having to work multiple jobs or not able to get a single one. And that's just how life is. Okay. If I do end up getting a job, then I'll have to be working on my feet for 40, 50 hours a week to make minimum wage, to make barely enough to cover rent and stuff and things. Okay, wow. And then my body's gonna start breaking down because I can't be walking on my feet all the time. I can't. Physically, I cannot be doing that because my body hurts so much if I do that. Does that make me weak for not being able to do it? No. No. I didn't. But, you know, there are so many people who are able to just put their head down and work. So who am I to be complaining? Not complaining, but who am I to be screaming about all of this and how the world is when there are other people who are living the same life, living an even harder life, and they just get through it. But they're not getting through it because they want to. They're getting through it because they have no other choice. So what do I do with that? But because I have another choice at the moment, I'm supposed to just like let it go? Why? How can I let it go? How can I let go of all of this confusion? How are you ever meant to not be depressed when you're living in this kind of world, if you have any kind of self-awareness and, you know, awareness of society, if you have any kind of education, if you have any kind of understanding of lived experiences, as a young person right now, as a human being living right now who doesn't own a property, damn, what do you even do? How you're supposed to do self-care and supposed to keep yourself distracted and all this stuff, and for what? Am I really depressed, or am I a realist? Are people like me really, really depressed? Or is it that we see things as they are and see that our fate, that our lives are being held in someone else's hand, and that's just it? What are you supposed to do about that? There's no answer. I have to scream, but I have no mouth. I want to scream, but I have no mouth. That's it. I feel like I have a lot of valid reasons for not being able to participate in the farce that is capitalism. I've got a lot of valid reasons that make sense. And once again, I am lucky enough at the moment to not have to participate full on myself. Yes, I just realized it's not only internalized ableism, it's also internalized capitalism, I guess. I just, you know, since we're young, we're fed this idea of productivity, and you have to be doing this much, and you have to be earning this much, and this is how you live your life, and that's the only way you're successful or worth living or worth anything. If you don't do this, then you're a useless failure, and you should just die. Nobody cares about you. That's just it. And, you know, I feel like that's how we're brought up. It's also in this idea that, oh, you have to go to uni and you have to do this and this. This is the only way. This is the only way. I feel like if there was a cure for disabilities, for every single disability ever, it would be made to be given to everybody so that nobody can be unproductive in capitalism's idea. I've been feeling that, I've been talking to myself as if I'm lazy. I'm not doing enough. I'm not enough. I'm not doing enough. I should be doing more. What if I am just wasting time and wasting space? Let me tell you a bit more accurately so it makes sense. I've been wanting to get a little art business going, you know, making art and then selling prints of art I make. I think that could be pretty nice. The problem comes from the fact that I want to be making art. The second there's money involved, the second that the business thing is involved, it just seems like it's going against what I believe in, what I want in. But also, I need to learn to have a bit of balance with, yes, my morals, but there's only so far you can go with your morals. Or not morals, your ethos, your standard of life, your idea of what life should be. Just because I think or I know that we're not supposed to be living like this, and I'm gonna be miserable in every iteration of this world, just because I know that, doesn't mean I can stop trying, doesn't mean that I can log out of it. I can't. Yes, I know all of this, and yes, you know all of this, but we're still stuck here. What if I am just lazy? What if I actually don't want to do anything? Or what if I do want to do everything, but I can't because there's not enough time. It's not enough time, and I have to get my life together in the middle of all this, and there's not enough time. And that's just it. I don't know if that makes sense. This is not it. We had every single opportunity available to us. Every single way of life. And this is what we chose. The version where most people suffer and very few benefit. Very few benefit, and then they destroy it for everyone else. Everybody knows the weight of capitalism. We all feel it. We all deal with it day to day. It's miserable and horrendous, and even knowing that this is not how we were meant to be. This is not how life is supposed to be lived. Even knowing that, I find myself hating myself for not being productive enough, for not doing enough, for not trying quickly enough to get my life together. I know that I'm going to suffer if I don't get a course or work a job that gives me lots of money, and then work a different job that gives me even more money, and save all that money up and buy a house so I can live there forever. but also I need to travel, I need to do this. I know that's how I'm supposed to live life. That's how we're told we're supposed to live life. And I know I'm going to suffer in this lifetime because I've chosen to just step away from it all instead of trying to make it work for me. Maybe it's a sign of weakness that I'm so averse to. Maybe it's a sign of weakness that I'm so averse to living a life like this that I would rather check out. I would rather just check out and leave it. But the thing is, I'm not suicidal anymore. I'm not suicidal. I've just accepted the world the way it is right now, and accepted that it will never change, ever. Not quickly enough, not in my lifetime. And if I accept those things, then how am I supposed to keep going? How am I? I'm doing it anyway. I'm doing it anyway, and miserable at every step of the way. And that's it. That's all that will ever come of this. I don't know how to stop feeling like this, how to get through and feel like a human being again. But the problem is, I don't know if I can ever, because it would be one thing if the things that were making me feel like this were personal situations and conflicts. At least they're solvable. At least there's something that can be done about it. But when it's stuff like this, when it's the big wide world, when it's everything that's out of my control and out of your control and out of the controls of everybody who suffers from it, you're supposed to just accept it, and that's it. Is it really weakness for me to want to live a life where I don't suffer at all? A life where nobody suffers? Is it really a sign that I have zero resilience or zero ability to go through challenges? That I don't want people to suffer on such a scale that we will never recover from it? Is it really weakness to not want to think about money? Is it really weakness to not want 5 houses which I'm renting out for $1,000 a week each and raking in money, and then that's it? I feel like there's a lot of people who think kind of similar to me in that, woke enough to understand that capitalism is wrong and it's bad and it's evil and it's hurting a lot of people, and woke enough to understand all of these things that are coming together to ruin our lives, collectively, human lives, and collectively earth, ruining all of these things that should have lasted us forever. A lot of people know that, and they're still able to just put their head down and get through and manage, just get through and tolerate this life. Is it weakness in me that I'm not able to tolerate it at all? I don't know if I'm depressed or not. I don't know. It doesn't feel like the last time I was depressed. That's a lie. It feels like the last time, it just doesn't look like it. And I guess it doesn't look like it because I have people in my life now who I care about and who care about me more than just one person. I have things that are holding me back from succumbing to the weight of my depression, I guess. And also, I have responsibilities that stop me from rotting into my bed like I wish I could. Do I really wish I could? I don't wish it. I need it sometimes, but I can't. I just have to force myself to keep going. Is it better to keep going miserable or to shut down, be miserable? Sometimes the internalized ableism propaganda gets me. It gets me. Because I think once again about all those people who know what I know and who feel what I feel and who look around and see the world the way I see it as well. And they're able to put their head down and just get on with it. Because what else are you supposed to do? I don't want to get on with it though. I can't. I don't want to. Am I just averse to doing anything that makes me feel horrible? Maybe. Is that such a bad thing? Is it such a bad thing that I don't want to do something that makes me feel horrible, horrendous? I don't know. The future is not real. It's not real. Life was only ever meant to be the moment you're living in right now. And instead you can see unfolding everywhere on the planet, every single atrocity that could ever exist. The result of that right now and the future is going to bring to all those people. You can see all of it. You see all of it on a little rectangle that you hold in your hand. And you're expected, even after knowing all of these atrocities and horrible things and murders and and genocides and everything. You're supposed to just smile and wave and keep going. Smile and wave and go to sleep so that you can get up for work tomorrow. So you can get up for your 1 hour commute for work for minimum wage that you're walking on your feet all day for. Haha. You're supposed to just do that. Am I weak for not wanting to participate in that? I don't think I am. I don't think I am really truly, but then my brain tells me I am. It's like intrusive thoughts and internalized capitalism, I guess. But it's not that I'm not productive enough. It's that productivity is not real. This is not real. I dream of the day, of the life that could have been, where this isn't how we were living. Just live taking care of each other. I wouldn't be depressed if that was the world we were living in. But it's not. It's this one. And in this one, because nothing's going to change quickly enough or for enough people, that's it. Things aren't going to change. People are going to stay depressed because it's about big things that we can't change. We don't have control over. And then that's it. And then that's it. I mean, feeling like I don't even want to do art anymore. I don't want to. What is the point? No, that's a lie. I know there's a point. I can't tell you right now because it slipped my brain. I don't know. I couldn't tell you right now. Nothing I say I wouldn't believe anything I said. I have to wait until tomorrow where I'm better to believe anything I could say about what the point possibly could be. But today I don't know. Tonight I don't know. I don't think there is one. I know there is logically, but I don't feel there is one. You know, I understand that life has its ups and downs. I understand that. By now, I'm okay with the fact that life, personal life, your own situations, your own community, you can have a lot of problems that come and go. You can have a lot of joyful things that come and go. Okay, brilliant. But I'm not talking about that right now. I'm talking about the big things that we witness but can't do anything about, that don't really ever go away. They don't go away full stop. And look at me saying all of this while I have a roof over my head. I've got food in my belly. I've got a drink bottle next to me. I've got cats who are playing around right now. But I think this and I'm here. And there are people who are going through it so much worse. Who have no option, no freedom to just break down and cry about it, because then they'll be thrown in jail for being a crazy homeless person or whatever. In the world that we should be living in, homeless people wouldn't exist because nobody would be homeless. What a concept. I know we all know this. So I'm just wording it out because I need to say it out loud. But just, I can't fathom that there are people without houses, without a place to live. Because we were never meant to be like that. You know it's horrendous. You know it's awful. And we're supposed to just accept it. And then police people are sent out to kick homeless people away, to clear out the area so they don't ruin the look of the city. And that's that. No addressing the root of why homelessness exists. Nothing. Just nothing. How? I don't know how people do it. I don't know how people go on. I don't know how people keep going and going despite it all. Despite everything. Despite all of these odds stacked up against us. How do you do it? Maybe they do it like me, in that they do it and they're miserable the entire time. But they do it anyway, and they're miserable, but they do it anyway. Maybe I'm just weak for not being able to do it because of the misery involved. But I don't think I'm weak for that. I don't think I'm weak for that, really. I think I've had enough for now. I'm going to log off. I'll see you another day.